Oh my. The Squatch has a white cock. Why? Quality is so bad that you just see this little pink thing hanging between his legs. Now, whether or not you're a believer in the Bigfoot, we can all agree on one thing, and that is that he is so goddamn attractive. Man, I can tell you, the first time I saw that prosciutto footage, I got bricked up. And that's exactly what a bunch of filmmakers thought in 1971 when they made today's film, The Geek, a Sasquatch-themed adult film that doesn't include Sasquatch until 40 minutes in. And I don't know what's worse, the fact that this movie exists, or the fact that I own this on physical media. So yeah, I thought this would be like a Night Dream situation where I would at least have a bit of, content to work with. Wait, this was shot in 2 states and 1 province in Canada? That's impossible. That's a lie. They just shot this in Oregon. At least from what I remember, Oregon would make the most sense because the people in this film look like they're from Oregon. But it ended up being just a terrible hour-long adult film from the 70s where nothing happens other than sex scenes, and then at the 40-minute mark, our group of frankly unattractive people see a footprint of a Bigfoot, and then the next scene, Bigfoot pops up, has sex with a couple of them, and then leaves. The title couldn't be in focus. You know that production value wasn't their first worries when they couldn't even get the title in focus. So this video will be mostly made up of my reactions to the film, which I have seen multiple times. I know, I'm autistic. Well, this was easily one of the worst things I've seen. So the film starts like any other great Bigfoot films of the era with the title sequence. And already we can see that this film is low budget. Like, really fucking low budget. So much so that the logo of the production company is just a piece of wood with the company written on it, and then they just filmed that piece of wood. Enthralling. This is so cheap that the credits are just shots of signs that somebody did. But after that, we get the very typical of this type of film, B-roll footage with narration on it. And what is this narration about? Well, it's about the liaison between man and nature. And of course, Bigfoot.
Are we really the masters of the earth?
God damn, they went full cannibal holocaust on us. Who's the real monster? I can tell you, whoever decided to greenlight this piece of shit. I don't know why, especially in the 70s, but every movie about Bigfoot had to be this pseudo-documentary of sorts. Like, we had Legend of Boggy Creeks, now this one is Legend of Sexy Creek. But there's no creek. Now we're meeting our cast of attractive women and very hairy men. After a while of smooth narration, we finally meet our Scooby Gang. And they're 70s adult actors. That's the nicest way I can put it. This movie had balls. The Sasquatch would fuck every character, including the men. And after that, we can see that this film is clearly inspired by the works of Jess Franco, because they do be walking. Like a lot. If this movie isn't a sex scene, it's probably a walking scene. Oh, we're gonna get our first sex scene. And it's probably between 2 of the ugliest people in this goddamn movie. Look, I'm no looker, but they're not either. Sometimes it has narration, most of the time, it doesn't. Because clearly, nobody gave a fuck about this. And why should they? And they dubbed over a dialogue while he had his tongue in the woman's mouth. And then 10 minutes into the film, we get our first sex scene. Yeah, I think I'll just cut to my reaction for this one, because this was a doozy. Oh my god. Clearly the actor cannot get erect. Good angle, we can't see shit. Thank you, we can just see man ass. That's a lot of pimples on your ass, sir. Oh, thank you for zooming in on the man balls. Very cool. Very, very cool. I'm sorry, was that a fucking trumpet? Is this a porno or a goddamn Civil War reenactment? After they're done, you know, the film, instead of moving on to the next sex scene like any other self-respecting porn would do, well, you see, they decide instead to just show us the characters go up the hill and then down the hill. Now we're gonna get the entire way up the mountain, the hill, and then again? Do we really need to see this? You can cut. Editor, please cut. Please, stop. Stop. We don't need to see this. This has been going on for like Please just cut. Please. Okay, now they're going down the hill again. They still haven't cut. Please fucking cut. Thank you. After saying that, I was thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, is every sex scene gonna start with a like 5-minute long walk and end with a 5-minute long walk? But no, the editor actually decided to do his job for the next one, and they just fuck.
Well, I've got an Italian salami.
They're like, oh, it's getting late. And then one of our couple is like, oh, you want to go in the tent? While the outside is still in complete daylight, by the way. None of this was shot other than in daylight. Good night's sleep. It's still like 12 o'clock. Anyways, our couple do their businesses. And again, I'll just cut to my reaction because this was also a terrible, unerotic, dick-reversing scene. I mean, he's atrocious. Like, he's balding. He's got like a prison tattoo. He has hairy ass. She doesn't look that bad. She just has like a proto-mullet. The other girl had such a bush that I'm pretty sure that's where they filmed Cannibal Holocaust at. Oh my god, that's a hairy asshole. Holy shit, dude. Man, this is goddamn unattractive. My cock is retracting. No, don't look at the camera like you just accomplished something good in your life, you fucking asshole. And after this very unerotic sex scene, the character decides to drop his entire backstory, and that actually shocked me.
You mean to tell me you're a virgin?
Well, the closest I ever came was when my sister let me feel her breast. But I wanted to have an affair with her. I felt bad about it because she was my sister.
Did she have an affair with somebody else?
Well, she must have, because she ran off and got married a week later. She was only 15.
Well, don't you worry about it. From now on, I'm going to take good care of you.
I'm sorry, what? And we're now at the point in the film where I was really excited to see a goddamn Bigfoot slinging dick. And that's when the movie delivered. 42 minutes in. What a waste of time. You see, after an extended sequence of our characters walking, one of them is like, whoa, that's a big footprint. And then instead of building up suspense, the next scene, we finally get the Bigfoot reveal. Oh my... Oh, this is fucking terrible. The Squatch has a white cock. Why? And then our primal ape just goes ape shit, and he decides that his goal is to fuck the entire female cast. He forgets one of them, and one of them he doesn't actually fuck. And yeah, I also cut to my reaction for this one. Is the Squash just gonna fuck her right there in front of everybody? Is the Squash gonna cuckold her in front of her boyfriend? He's not even fucking her for real. This is clearly fake. Oh my god, my cock has never been this soft before. I think they couldn't like film him insert fully because his costume, I think, blocks a lot of the length of the throbbing member. And then the boys defend their lovely ladies by trying to fight off the Bigfoot, which they do not succeed. It's the goddamn Bigfoot. He nutted and fell asleep. And then this leads to one of my favorite lines of dialogue in this film that doesn't really have any dialogue. And when there is, it's fucking dubbed. Terribly, by the way.
Someday I'm gonna get that filthy animal.
So, what did I think of The Geek? Well, obviously, I loved it. No, just kidding, this was fucking terrible. Holy shit, this is one of the worst movies that I've seen in quite a while, other than the fact that this is actually not the worst thing I've seen in my life. The dialogue is terrible. It's dubbed poorly. This makes Italian films look like they were actually shot in English. The sex scenes are just man-ass and man balls. The shots stay on for way too long. The cast is just, not great to look at. The Bigfoot, the reason why we're watching this is hilarious, but he doesn't do anything other than, I guess, fuck a lady almost to death. She falls asleep. His cock is white for some reason. His costume looks horrible. It's just a long and drawn out 55 minutes, and most of it isn't even Bigfoot. It's high people trying to have sex, but they can't because, most of the guys can't get a hard on, and then the ladies are just really fucking high, and they're just like, oh yeah, whatever. It's terrible. This movie is god awful. It's fucking goddamn. And by the way, this isn't even the worst film on that set, on that Vinegar Syndrome set of the Bizarre Porno Show or whatever. It's not even the worst movie on there. If you want me to cover more of these god-awful stag reels or whatever the fuck they were called, I'm down. They're fun to watch, but they're dog shit. Anyways, I've sworn so goddamn much. YouTube is not gonna like this video. Yeah, The Geek. It's terrible. Don't watch it. Please, do not watch it. Stop being curious. When I say a movie is terrible, that's because it is. Don't be coy and be like, well, I actually watched Alien Beast. No, it's terrible. Don't watch fucking The Geek either. Can't get it in my goddamn shelf. Fuck.